What is up, guys? Rick here. Thank you so much for stopping by, and today, I'm gonna need some F's in the chat for Riven because she thought I forgot about her. But no, we're back to bullying Riven because we are going to be testing every exotic SMG against the final boss of the Last Wish raid in Destiny 2 to see which one performs best, which one is capable of doing the most damage in a DPS boss scenario, and so let's get started. Now, a couple things to keep in mind: everyone on the fire team is using these weapons when we do the melt, and all of us are going to be standing in a well with Lunafaction boots, so we can do as much damage as possible. And speaking of that, we're getting an empowered melee when we can, and also we're using as much Riven's Bane gear as we can as well. So starting us off here with the exotic SMGs, we have the vanilla Destiny boy, the Riskrunner, and this has the exotic intrinsic perk Arc Conductor. When taking arc damage, this weapon becomes more powerful and resists incoming arc damage. Kills extend the time in this overcharged state. Now, there's actually another unique perk with this weapon, and that is Superconductor. When Arc Conductor is active, shots fired have a chance to become chain lightning and return ammo. Now, the good news is actually down there when we're obviously going for the cheese of Riven, there is a ton of Scions all shooting arc damage. So we were actually able to keep Arc Conductor going for the entire DPS phase, and as you can see, for a little SMG, the damage ain't too shabby. We almost hit 1,000,000 damage, with most of us doing, well over 700,000 damage, and for a primary weapon, that's pretty darn good. Hitting 1,000,000 damage for a primary is extremely uncommon, and the fact that this got close is not too shabby, but of course, not enough to melt her, not even close. Let's move on and talk about everyone's favorite DLC, the Curse of Osiris, and the exotic SMG added there, the Huckleberry. This has the exotic intrinsic perk Ride the Bull. Increased rate of fire and recoil when you're holding down the trigger. Kills with this weapon reload a portion of the magazine. So the fact that its recoil actually gets faster and faster and faster as you hold the trigger, and we're standing in a Lunafaction well, this should be able to output a decent amount of damage. Well, does it? And against Riven, it's actually not bad, and very similar to the Riskrunner. It is so close to that 1,000,000 damage mark, only 50,000 damage away, with the rest of the damage numbers really not being too far off. So again, another very impressive showing, but not too amazing in the grand scheme of things. Okay, now moving on from there, we have the new boy on the block from the Crown of Sorrow raid, the Tarrabah. This has the exotic intrinsic perk Ravenous Beast. This weapon stores power when dealing or receiving damage. Once full, hold reload to unleash the beast. And this is backed up by another unique perk, Bottomless Appetite. Dealing continuous damage extends the duration of Ravenous Beast. So, the issue is all 6 of us all getting Release the Beast. And that is an issue. There's a lot of ads down here, but they tend to aggro to certain players and ignore others. You gotta spread out the damage. You certainly don't have enough for everyone to kill all the ads. It would kind of leave a few odd men out who didn't get to deal that damage. But we did our absolute best. We did a couple of different runs, and as you can see, the Tarrabah is capable of outputting a significant amount of damage. I did nearly 2,000,000 damage, so we said that 1,000,000 damage was a good benchmark for a high DPS primary. This thing is blowing past that. But of course, as you can see by the damage numbers, a couple of our teammates were not able to activate Ravenous Beast. So we thought we would have another go, and we all made sure we got the perk this time. And as you can see, we got Riven well below half, like well below. And the damage numbers showcase improvements across the board. Again, a couple of us nearly hitting that 2,000,000 damage mark. Every single one of us doing over 1,000,000 damage. Like, this is just a little primary exotic SMG. These damage numbers are rivaling some of the special weapons we've tested. This is truly nothing to scoff at. The unfortunate part, and the reason the Tarrabah doesn't see more play, is that if you dare to switch weapons or anything like that, you lose your Ravenous Beast progress, and it just completely kills this weapon in terms of usability, especially when compared to the Recluse. But speaking of the Recluse, we tested all the exotic SMGs in the game, but let's be honest, the Recluse Crucible Pinnacle SMG is basically an exotic. It's an honorary exotic and it sees a ridiculous amount of play. It is incredibly powerful. It does have the unique Pinnacle perk Master of Arms. Kills with any weapon improve this weapon's damage for a short time. What can the Recluse do against Riven, and especially it compared with the other exotics? Well, we decided to give it a go against Riven. Because this weapon is void, we did have one person utilizing the tractor cannon before it gets nerfed into oblivion just as a last hurrah. And as you can see, this thing, whew, all of us did over 1 million damage except for the guy using a tractor cannon. And that is kind of a testament to not only how powerful this weapon actually is, but how ridiculously powerful the tractor cannon is with the 50% void damage boost. Things are going to change pretty dramatically in Shadowkeep. So it looks like the Tarrabah is our clear winner. Next in line, we do have the Recluse in combination with the tractor cannon. Then likely the Huckleberry. I think it barely edged out the Riskrunner, but they're extremely close. Guys, that's it for the video. Hope you enjoyed, found this interesting. If you did, please remember to help me out by simply rating and especially sharing this video. If you guys want to see more Destiny 2 content similar to this, don't be afraid to slap that subscribe button. And if you guys want to get in touch with me and keep up to date with the latest channel activity, the best way is to follow me on Twitter at RickCacus. That's linked in the description down below. Again, I hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, have a good day.